Hey there, I'm Dawn Grant, your mental trainer and hypnotherapist. Welcome to your mental training session pertaining to your short game, chipping. So for you golf fans, I'm going to help you with the chipping aspect of your short game. To help you to get an idea of how to naturally and instinctively have the natural flow of the stroke that is necessary for a really good chip, to be able to have the good stance, to be able to have that steady, even pace with slight acceleration, to be able to have your club, the face of it, come straight down behind the ball so that you're actually using the loft to project the ball, to be able to have the confidence in your ability to do that and to feel good about your shoulders maybe leading your back swing and your hands leading your forward swing. All of these aspects, how would you like to have them at that deeper subconscious level of your mind and increase in confidence more and more every single day? That's what we'll be looking at. And to give you a better understanding of how your mind affects your chipping and affects the emotional and mental state behind how well you believe that you can chip in the golf game. So to start off, I'd like for you to pause the video in a moment and gather up a pen, a journal if you have one, the life worksheet that I've provided for you, as well as your self-suggestion page and your mini suggestions. All of that came in the packet that you've purchased. So pause the video. I'll be right here when you come back with your materials. Okay, good. So you're ready to get started? We're going to be taking a look in a moment at that life worksheet, and I'll guide you through it through some exercises to help you to get a better understanding of your mindset and what affects your chipping in your golf game. So first of all, you need to recognize that there's been some negative self-talk going on in your head, going on in conversations with others pertaining to your chipping, where you've told yourself things like, I'm not a very good chipper, or you've expressed to others that you get really stressed out when it's time to chip the ball. Maybe you fear that the ball will land in a certain spot and that you'll have to chip it. And all of those types of thoughts and mindsets are affecting how well you can chip the ball and how well you can perform in golf. So we're going to take a look at some of those things. And obviously, you'd probably like to be saying things to yourself like, I'm confident in my ability to chip the ball. As you walk over to where the ball has landed, to feel like I can do this. I'm more and more confident in my ability every single day to chip the ball. That a trust in yourself that you know which club to choose and which amount of loft. An ability to feel like that you know that your shoulders start your backswing and that your hands lead the way through your downswing. How would you like for all that to be more natural? Well, you have to start with the conscious level of your mind and to begin to program yourself in that manner, to have those types of thoughts instead of the other ones, the ones that were more negative, the ones that were limiting you in some way. The ones that you were expressing not only in your own head and within your own thoughts, but also in conversations with others. So you want to take a look at that, and we're going to do that. But right now, take a look at your self-suggestion page. Lots of good, positive statements pertaining to your chipping are on the self-suggestion page. I've provided it to you so that you can post it and take a look at it every single day as a reminder of the types of conversations that you should be having within your own mind, but also to other people. Conversations like, I notice that it's getting easier for me to chip each time that I try. That I'm practicing my chipping and therefore I'm feeling good about it, and I know that I'm practicing it in the right manner. So therefore, when I'm playing, I feel confident in my chipping as well. When I'm playing, I chip as if I'm practicing. And when I'm practicing, I chip as if I'm playing, and to be able to have that go back and forth instead of saying some of those negative things to yourself. So take a look at your self-suggestion page as frequently as you can, but hopefully each time before you go out on the golf course or each morning, kind of to set your intentions of what you're working on for that day. Now, if some of the suggestions feel a little bit far-fetched, use them as goals. Use them as a feeling like that's a general direction that you're moving in. So don't get hung up on them if you feel like when I say to myself, I'm really confident in my chipping, if that doesn't feel right to you right now, just know that you will evolve to that. So set it as a goal and know that as you're working towards that, you will feel better and better about that statement each day. So if you're ready to get work, if you're ready to go to work on this, take a look at your life worksheet, and you'll see there at the top is a space to write down 7 motivations or reasons why you would like to perform better in your short game, particularly in your chipping. Now, everything has to start with a desire from within us. So you, as an individual, have to want to do better in your chipping for you. Now, you can take in lots of suggestions from other people. You can take in the advice and the words and statements from others, even the people that try to encourage you. That's all very important. But right now, you have to decide that you want to get better in your golf game and you want to do better with your chipping for yourself. Because as you go through the ups and downs of life and the ups and downs of your chipping and the ups and downs of your golf game, you will have to have the internal strength to get through that. And you're the only one that's going to hear some of that negative self-talk or hear yourself in conversations so that you'll know to stop any type of negativity about your chipping. So, pause the video, and I want you to go ahead and brainstorm for a little bit and write down 7 motivations, reasons why you would like to improve on your chipping. And I'll be right here when you come back. Okay, good. So hopefully you've done some really great brainstorming and you've got some good motivations, good reasons from within you why you want to do better in your chipping and your short game and in your golf game. So these are the emotional strength behind your decision, so that when you are out there on the golf course and it's time to take a chip, that you will remind yourself of these motivators. Or say that you went to perform a chipping stroke and it didn't quite go the way you'd like it to. You need to be able to walk away from that, again, feeling motivated and feeling okay and feeling like it's going to be all right, and that the next time you're just going to improve upon it. That's really important. So these motivators, you want to remind yourself of them regularly and keep them in mind and help them to be the strength behind this decision that you're making right now. Now, taking a look at what you're up against, you do have subconscious influences that are going on right now. Now, you may recall from the pre-talk, you have a conscious, subconscious, and unconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is where your habits are, where your patterns are, things that have repeated over the years or over the months. And so if we look at the subconscious level of your mind, like it's a timeline of information, know that there's been some situations with your chipping that go back along this timeline. So things have been reinforced and repeated and repeated and repeated. And you want to take a look at that and take a look at what type of limiting thoughts and limiting belief systems you have at this deeper level of your mind. These are the ones that are being protected by that critical factor, and that if somebody says something to you about your chipping and maybe they say, hey, you're actually pretty good at chipping, and if you feel yourself getting defensive, if you feel like you need to protect this belief system that you have down here that you're really not that good at it, whatever you've been repeating, has come down to the subconscious level of your mind, and it became factual for you, although it did not have to be factual. So you want to take a look at that. You want to take a look at, what are my belief systems? What are my limiting thoughts that are counterproductive to the fact that I now want to improve on my chipping and feel better about myself and my ability with my chipping? What types of belief systems and thoughts at this deeper level of my mind that are holding me back from truly excelling in my chipping and in my golf game? So that's the second part of your life worksheet right now. So these negative thoughts, as long as they're down there, you will continue to protect them, get defensive if somebody says something different. You will let your guard down if you meet somebody that is maybe having some chipping problems or can relate to some of the negative things you're saying about chipping. You'll let your guard down and you let that in. Next thing you know, you're reinforcing and strengthening what's going on down here. So we need to take a look at that and make a deliberate effort to stop some of it. So first of all, though, we need to know what we're dealing with. So what I'd like for you to do is to pause the video in a moment here and go ahead and do some brainstorming and take a look at what is going on at the subconscious level of your mind pertaining to your chipping. Because there's a whole lot going on down there. We just want to look at your chipping right now. So some of the programming, some of the habits, some of the belief systems. So I'll be here when you come back. Go ahead and do some brainstorming on the limiting negative patterns, thought processes that are at the subconscious level of your mind. Okay, super. Welcome back. And I'm hoping that you're feeling a little bit more educated and a little bit more understanding about what exactly is going on with your chipping and some of the belief systems, mental states, mindsets that you've been experiencing that have been creating the repetition even of those types of patterns and negative thoughts about your chipping. So we know then that at the deeper level of your mind there's this programming. Well, there's a few ways to get in here and to change it. First of all, this stuff got down here through repetition at the conscious level of your mind. And it got down there by tuning into certain things. So it's a kind of a choice to tune in and pay attention to maybe not playing well, not putting well, rather than looking at playing well, putting well, or chipping well. There's always positives in every situation, and we've all heard that. We've all heard that there's a silver lining to everything. But if you actually spent as much time over the last few months or last few years looking at the positive aspects of your chipping, you know, there's so much that goes into a good chipping shot or swing. There's so much that goes into it. So if we just said, okay, there's 100 really great things that go into making a good chip. What if you had half of them pretty much down pat? What if you had, you know, a trust in which club to use down pat? You felt good about that. Well, that's one of the aspects. So how many times have you walked away from a so-called bad chip shot feeling like you did something wrong because it didn't go the way you wanted it to? How many times have you walked away from that saying something to yourself like, you know what, I made a good club choice? Most people tend to focus on the negatives, especially if they're frustrated with the outcome, rather than looking at the good that has happened, or the evolution and the growth and some of the really good positive aspects to what had just happened. And that's what I would suggest you do, is you train yourself to look at those positive aspects, so that what you've got going on then is conscious repetition of those, so that you're strengthening at the deeper level of your mind some confidence in your chipping and certain aspects of it. while you're working on the others. And then those two will get stronger and stronger and stronger as you're evolving and working on those as well. So, through conscious repetition, you can make change to your subconscious level of your mind. Now, through hypnosis, the bypass of the critical factor, you're also able to get down into the subconscious level of your mind and make some changes as well, which is why you have the hypnosis session, and I suggest you listen to it if you can once a day. Go into that relaxed state of hypnosis and allow the programming to change. Allow the suggestions on great chipping and everything about it, your stance, your grip, the movement of your shoulders, where you, as you come down with the club and where it hits the ball, all of that. Why not use hypnosis to put that into the subconscious level of your mind? So that's why I've provided that for you as well. But in the meantime, you actually have some control over what you're repeating at the conscious level of your mind. So it's estimated that you have about 60,000 thoughts a day. Most of those are the same thoughts you had yesterday, which means there's some repetition going on there, and most of them, unfortunately, are negative. So go into kind of an observer mode and start to pay attention to your conscious thoughts. You can also pay attention to your subconscious belief systems, but what I'm suggesting you do is to pay attention to your conscious thoughts. Put a stop to any conscious thought that would be negative or limit you in any way. That doesn't mean that you become delusional or you ignore them or whatever. It just means that you know that if you focus on them and repeated them, they're going to get down in here and get stronger. So it's a very deliberate decision and intention then to focus conscious thought, conscious awareness on the positives. In this particular situation, on the positives in your chipping. And you can break it down into so many different things. See how far you've come in so many different ways. Feel like you're learning through each day, through each time on the golf course, through each time that you do any type of chipping, whether it's in practice or whether it's during play. Pay attention to that. Now, rather than just ignoring altogether the negative thoughts about your chipping, I would suggest that you learn from those types of thoughts. Now, you're learning a lot from seeing things on your self-suggestion page. You're learning a lot about looking at the belief systems at the deeper level of your mind. Now you're going to learn a lot from paying attention to the conscious level of your mind. Pay attention to not only the positive thoughts that are there, but what negative thoughts have you been repeating? Learn from them. Let them be the motivators that are helping you to move your life in the other direction. Because the way I see it, it's the challenges that do motivate us. It's the times that we're either thinking or feeling low or bad that we're like, God, I gotta do something about this. They're motivators then. So pay attention to any of the negative thoughts. Don't focus on them very long. See what they are, learn from them, and maybe then find the positive side of that situation or that chip shot. You can use the self-suggestion page to help you then to turn things around. So stop any type of negative or limiting thoughts, learn from them, change them to the positives. You can use the self-suggestion page to help you to do that and allow them to be motivators then to help you to move in a healthier direction and to really work on and improve your chipping. So then what you experience is a really phenomenal mental shift. And those tons of self-awareness that comes from that, tons of motivation and desire to change, tons of understanding of your subconscious mind and your conscious influences, and understanding of yourself, so that you know what direction that you're moving in, but you also feel like you actually have some control over where you're heading, rather than just kind of going haphazardly and feeling like a victim of just life situations. So you're having a deliberate shift in your consciousness and your conscious thought. You're taking action. You're accepting where you are right now, though. So at no time Do I ever want you to think that I'm speaking poorly about where you're at right now? I would encourage you very strongly to feel good about where you're at right now in your life and where you're at right now in the chipping aspect of your game. Take this time then to take a look at how far you have already evolved with your chipping. That you are in a really great spot, that you can start to feel good about where you are right now. And as you'll see on your self-suggestion page near the bottom there, as I know I'm the best short game artist that I can be right now. Feel good about where you are right now. Now, that doesn't take away from having a desire to do some things differently, but it's an acceptance of your present situation. Feel really good about what's brought you to here. Pay attention to the growth that you've been experiencing along the way. Pay attention to the aspects of your chipping that are really great right now. And know that they would only be there because you've evolved to that. You've grown, you've learned, and you've gotten better at certain aspects. Feel good about that. Feel good about where you are right now. Now, have goals and focus and direction for where you'd like to be evolving towards, but then you come back into this present and you again feel good about it. So life is this really great balance of learning from the past, being present right now, and having focus and direction that you'd like to go in with some clarity about that. And some really good work that you're doing right here in the present day to help you to move in that direction. So feeling motivated right now, feeling really pumped up, feel like you're truly ready to improve on your chipping, but also to look at the aspects that you're really doing great at already. So, what you've got then, self-suggestion page, I'd like for you to post it in a place where you can look at it maybe every morning, or especially before you go out on the golf course. You have a mini pocket suggestion, which you can cut out and take with you. Put it in your golf bag, put it in your pocket, put it in your purse. I want you to look at that throughout the day as a reminder of this mental training, but also of the suggestions and the programming, the conscious influence that you're working on. You have the life worksheet. Refer to that. Look at the motivators. Look at what's been going on at the deeper level of your mind so you continue to work at it and get stronger in your self-conviction and what you're looking to accomplish right now. Most importantly, be an observer in life, in this present moment. Be an observer of the really great things that you've already got going on with your golf game and your chipping. Be an observer of your conscious level of your mind so that you can turn off negatives, learn from them, use them as motivators, and deliberately repeat positives and looking for the positive in your chipping, in your golf game, and in your life. Before you go to sleep at night, think about what you have accomplished. Think about the good aspects of your chipping. Think about the good aspects of your golf game. And see what you are improving upon. See how far you've come. So that when you lie down and you go to sleep, you can feel really good about yourself. And again, feel really good about being in this present moment, in this spot in your life. And feel really good about your chipping. That's a choice that you can make. Listen to the hypnosis audio at least once a day, maybe right before you go to sleep at night, and get that programming down into the subconscious level of your mind. Lots of really great suggestions on great chipping and in getting confident and better at it every single day. So I'm Dawn Grant. Thank you for purchasing this golf short game chipping mental training package and hypnosis session. It's a pleasure to be of service to you. I really enjoy helping you, and definitely feel free to contact me if you have any questions, or if you'd like to go ahead and make another purchase of another golf product or anything pertaining to your health and wellness that I offer also. So go back to my website as frequently as you can. There's lots of new products and self-help tools available for you. And also take a look at the golf membership that's there, where you can get mental training and hypnosis and these little spurts once a week for 12 months straight, so you can really perfect in all areas. Have a wonderful day and enjoy your golf game, and definitely enjoy the chipping part of your golf game.